Hello and welcome to my video about kobolds. They are a bit different than regular, being more cat-like kobolds. Kobolds are often seen as thieving souls. The kobolds are a race of small dracomorphs who are a magical race with inherent elementalist magic. They resemble reptilian humanoid cats and are often parts of dwarf or elven cultures. Basic information. Anatomy. Kobolds resemble small lizards with short feline snout and very small wings, large eyes as well as a pair of short horns on top of their heads. Their entire bodies are covered in scutes, albeit some have a bit of thin fluff feathers on the top of their head. Their heads are often somewhat cat-like, and so are their vocalizations. However, they are capable of human-like speech. Elemental traits. Kobolds have a set of 8 passive elemental gifts. For Earth, their bodies are unusually resilient to damage, where any damage that happens is more severe and heal much slower compared to most races. For Fire, they are resistant to extremes of temperature, with taking baths in lift with nitrogen or molten lead being a possibility. For Water, they can be healed by consumption of bodily fluids of sapiens such as sweat, saliva, semen, or milk. For air, they require much less oxygen to function, with them being able to survive with as low as 1% oxygen under 1 atmosphere. For flesh, they are able to regrow lost limbs. For metal, they are immune to toxic effects of heavy metals. Mind you that touching metallic mercury will cause their flesh and bones to melt, with touching it with a fingertip causing loss of an arm, but they will suffer no neurological damage from mercury compounds. For wood, they have a potential intuitive knack for crafting items. For Aether, they are able to perceive the spirit world. They also possess several active gifts of primary elements. For Earth, they are able to dig through solid rock like it was wet mud. Ability to breathe fire. For 10 minutes per 24 hours, any attempt to do this for longer amount of time will cause them to deteriorate. Albeit with training, the deterioration can be slowed. For water, ability to soften hard objects. For air, ability to extend the range of their other active gifts from 1 cm to 100 meters by throwing 10% of their red blood cells. Also, they might possess one of the following active gifts of the secondary elements. For flesh, it is its ability to share healing power. For metal, its ability to generate a personal magnetic field. For wood, its ability to promote growth of plant life. For ether, its ability to sense life. Biological traits. They are warm-blooded, like mammals are, with a temperature of 32 Celsius baseline, but they also possess tapetum lucidum and have slit pupils like cats, which are a useful adaptation in their nocturnal lifestyle. Genetics and reproduction. They possess ZW chromosomal sex determination, like almost all squamous dracomorphs. They are oviparous and lay eggs 5 days after mating and hatch after a month. They lay 6 eggs in single clutch, which are almost perfect for the eggs are. Growth rate and stages. Kobold childhood lasts from 20 years, and after that there is 14 years of adolescence. After that, the lifespan varies. As with many magical races, it is dependent on magical power, but varies between 500 and 2500 years. Dietary needs and habits. They are omnivores but tend to eat small insects, arachnids, berries, slugs, lost coins, etc. Biological cycle. They are nocturnal or sometimes crepuscular, which means they prefer darkness to light and tend to sleep in their hideouts during the day. Behavior. Kobold psychology is tied to fire and has 3 primary aspects: curiosity, hunger, and brightness. Curiosity is the innate desire of every kobold to seek new things. Hunger is similar to the war of greed, but is more about consumption rather than possession, while brightness refers to kobolds' need to affect reality either positively or negatively. Subraces. There are 8 subraces of kobold. Cave kobolds could dwell in caves associated with earth. Fire kobolds who dwell in homes hidden from people and aid them, associated with fire. Clover miner who dwell on ships hidden from people and aid them, associated with water. Air kobolds whose wings are larger, allowing them limited flight, associated with air. Cat kobolds with cat-like features, more than usual, associated with flesh. Metal kobolds, excellent smiths associated with metal. Tiny kobolds, a pygmy subrates associated with ether. Forest kobolds associated with wood. Additional information, such as structure. Kobold society is usually divided into three castes. At the top are priests who represent brightness and use it to influence kobold society as leaders, and other societies as diplomats. Second are the gatherers who collect things representing hunger. And finally, we have adventurers who represent curiosity. Due to large broods of eggs, kobold families tend to be extended and have bigger focus on brothers than spouses. Facial characteristics. Faces of kobolds are of somewhat feline nature. They possess a flattened spike containing their nostrils, which is flattened on itself, giving the appearance of cat-like nose. While they have a pair of horns, they are flattened and resemble cat ears in position and shape, however they cannot move them. And the ears, while closed, are not placed within the horns, only just below, and are just a pair of small holes in the head. Their faces are also flat with short snout, so the only thing that truly separates them from actual cats are the lack of fur of any fur or whiskers, as the skin is scaly in their entirety, with only things similar to fur are short, softened scales on the top and the back of their skulls. Perception and sensory capabilities. Due to tapedonosium, they possess very good night vision, as well as really good vision in general. They are also in possession of such good eyesight in general because they are pentachromats, regular set of color cones and amidst halves, also possess yellow and azure. They also possess exceptional sense of smell. Sadly, they do not hear that good due to simple underdeveloped ears they have, which are in reality just holes. Civilization and culture, interspecies relations and assumptions. Kobolds have varied relationships with other white races. They can be essentially sapient pests, but they can also as much be helpers. Outside of their own societies, they tend to become part of dwarf and elven ones. Among other elemental magical wise, they tend to get along well with wind sprites and dwarves, but not as good with pistiness, which is odd given their elemental alignment.